Welcome to our video about the fascinating world of Pokemon and their placement on the Tree of Life. Today, we take a closer look at Alakazam and its relationship with Ninetales as they are both part of the Canidae clade. Ready? Let's go! The kitsune is a species native to the East Asian region. This fascinating creature is characterized by remarkable adaptability and extraordinary intelligence, which has served as an inspiration for local cultures for centuries. The kitsune is known both for its social behavior and its mysterious reputation. This species develops additional tail segments over its lifetime, which serve the biological function of communication and balance. Kitsune with multiple tail segments, sometimes up to 9, are considered exceptionally old and exhibit enhanced cognitive abilities. These special individuals generally live in more isolated areas to avoid predators and disturbances from humans. Interestingly, the species has developed behaviors that could be described as anthropomorphic. Some kitsune display rudimentary upright movement and complex social behaviors reminiscent of human communities. Their coexistence with human settlements occasionally leads to stories of disguised foxes, which have evolved into cultural myths. Another intriguing aspect is the glowing phenomenon used by kitsune as a means of communication. They produce bioluminescent signals known as kitsunebi. These blue shimmering light phenomena, according to recent studies, may play a role in courtship and territorial marking. Kitsune are skilled hunters and opportunists. Their diet consists of small animals, insects, and occasionally fruits or human food scraps. This adaptability explains their long-standing coexistence with humans, who often view kitsune as symbols of protection and prosperity, or alternatively, as a threat when they come into conflict with local customs. Vulpes is a genus of the subfamily Caninae. The members of this genus are colloquially referred to as true foxes, meaning they form a proper clade. The word fox occurs in the common names of all species of the genus, but also appears in the common names of other canid species. True foxes are distinguished from members of the genus Canis, such as domesticated dogs, wolves, jackals, and coyotes, by their smaller size, 5 to 11 kilograms, longer, bushier tail, and flatter skull. They have black, triangular markings between their eyes and nose, and the tip of their tail is often a different color from the rest of their pelt. The typical lifespan for this genus is between 2 and 4 years, but can reach up to a decade. The oldest known fossil species within Vulpes is V. rifati, dating back to the late Miocene of Chad, which is within the Neogene. The deposits where these fossils are found are about 7 million years old, which might make them the earliest Canidae in the Old World. They are estimated to have weighed between 1.5 and 3.5 pounds v. Skinneri, from the Malapa fossil site from South Africa, is younger than V. rifati by roughly 5 million years, and shows up in the early Pleistocene. Two other extinct, less documented fossils are known, Vulpes preglacialis and Vulpes hassani. Vulpes preglacialis was discovered in the Petrolona cave in Chalkidiki, Greece. The age of the deposits, early Pleistocene, makes it the earliest occurrence of Vulpes in Europe. Vulpes hassani is found in a Miocene-Pliocene deposit in northwestern Africa. This species may have given rise to current Ruppell's fox, which lends support that the close phylogenetic clustering of Ruppels and red foxes is the result of recent intergressive hybridization rather than recent speciation. In the Pleistocene, Vulpes had a fairly wide distribution, with 8 species found in North America. Of these 8, 6 are not fossil, and 3 species still remain in North America, Vulpes velox, Vulpes macrotis, and Vulpes vulpes. The remaining 3 moved on to sections of Africa over time. Vulpes stenognathus is extinct, but has extant sister taxa including Vulpes chama, Vulpes ruapellii, Vulpes velox, and Vulpes vulpes, which fits with these species all evolving together in North America. True foxes are small to medium-sized animals, usually smaller than other canines, such as wolves, dogs, and jackals. For example, the largest species, the red fox, weighs on average 4.1 to 8.7 kilograms, and the smallest species, the fennec fox, weighs only 0.7 to 1.6 kilograms. They have long, dense fur, and a bushy, rounded tail that is at least half as long, or fully as long as, the head and body. They have a rather long body with shorter limbs, a long, narrow muzzle, and large, pointed ears. The forelimbs have 5 toes, while the hind legs have only 4. The skull is light and slender, elongated. Sagittal crest not developed at all or weakly defined. Vulpes species have vertically slit pupils, which generally appear elliptical in strong light like those of cats, which provide them with significant advantages. Like most canids, true foxes have a muscular body, powerful jaws, and teeth for grasping prey. Blunt claws are especially useful for gripping the ground while tracking down their prey. Some species have a pungent foxy odor, arising mainly from a gland located on the dorsal surface of the tail, not far from its base. Not much sexual dimorphism is displayed, although males are slightly larger in general. Vulpes has a bone structure very close to that of its canid relatives, but there are some variations. For example, although canid limbs are designed specifically for running quickly on land to catch prey, Vulpes species avoid rapid sprints, excluding when being chased, and have become more specialized for leaping and grasping prey. In Vulpes vulpes, for example, the adaptations for leaping, grasping, and climbing include the lengthening of hind limbs in relation to forelimbs, as well as overall slenderizing of both hind and forelimbs. Muscles are also emphasized along the axis of limbs. The length, color, and density of the fur of fox species differ. Fennec foxes, and other desert-adapted fox species such as Vulpes macrotis, have large ears and a short coat to keep the body cool. On the other hand, the Arctic fox has small ears and a thick, insulating coat to keep the body warm. A solid color coat is seen in most animals, but there are occasions where the coat color varies over the year to enhance camouflage against the current season's landscape. The red fox, Ruppell's fox, and Tibetan sand fox possess white-tipped tails. The Arctic fox's tail tip is of the same color as the rest of the tail, white or blue-gray. Blanford's fox usually possesses a black-tipped tail, but a small number of specimens, 2% in Israel, 24% in the United Arab Emirates, possess a light-tipped tail. The other foxes in this group, Bengal, Cape, Corsac, Fennec, Kit, Pale, and Swift, all possess black-tipped or dark-tipped tails. The range of the genus is very wide, present in a wide variety of habitats, from the desert to the Arctic, and from high altitudes in the mountains to open plains. True foxes are opportunistic and thrive anywhere they can find food and shelter. They are also widespread in suburban and urban areas, where they can take advantage of human food supplies. However, they prefer to stay away from large industrial areas. In certain areas, foxes tend to do better where humans are present, including in many agricultural landscapes, forests, and patchy woodlands. Most true foxes are nocturnal, but they can be active during the morning and dusk and occasionally hunt and scavenge in daylight during winter. Many fox species are solitary or nomadic, living most of their lives on their own, except for the mating season, when they have a monogamous relationship with a partner. Some live in small family groups, others are more gregarious. Vulpes have a high variation in social organization between species and populations. Their hierarchical society usually depends on population densities. As population density increases, there is also an increase in the formation of social groups. These groups consist of one dominant pair and a few other subordinate adults that tend to be related. Dominance is established within the den, and dominant kits have usually more access to food and often hold higher social status. If a dispute occurs, dominance is determined by fighting, and the loser may be rejected from its group. These social groups can consist of up to 10 adults. Cape foxes likely have a matriarchal social organization. This genus is omnivorous and prone to scavenging. The foods of choice for Vulpes consist of invertebrates, a variety of small vertebrates, grasses, and some angiosperms. The typical intake per day is about 1 kilogram. True foxes exhibit hoarding behavior or caching, where they store away food for another day out of sight from other animals. Adult foxes have very few predators except coyotes, bears, and wolves, depending on the location. Juvenile foxes face a wider range of threats from small carnivores and large birds of prey, such as eagles. That's it for now. In the next episode, we'll take a closer look at Mach-Amp and its relationship with Arbok. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and check in next time.